Let's break down these hot topics that no one's talking about. Here's our latest episode of our monthly market watch. We're going to break it all down for you, so let's get started.
All right, so on the interest rate side, we know this, right? Obviously, interest rates are higher. That's very intentional from the government. We moved them up to affect affordability, and it has. It's knocked out some buyers for sure. At the same time, the buyers that have remained, they understand that these are the rates that are going to stick around for a while. And they also know that on a long term, real estate is still the purchase that they want to make. Some things that we can do though is that we can negotiate, especially when a house has been on the market for a little bit of time, we can negotiate with the seller to get them to help us either permanently or temporarily buy down that interest rate to help the affordability of the home. That's our number one goal, is that we know that at the end of the day, your monthly payment, the purchase price doesn't matter, it's your monthly payment that matters. So we'll get in there, negotiate, and see what we can do to bring that down as far as possible.
There's another hot topic. The landscape's changed and a lot less media has been covered on this. In some cases, it's not just 2 or 3 times the annual cost. We're seeing 10 times the annual cost of what insurance was a few years ago. This has to do with major carriers no longer writing insurance policies in the state of California. So now you're limited on carriers that will write, and they've said, hey, well, we're going to want to charge exuberant amounts because of the risk, because of the way the California bureaucracy is, all this stuff. So it's here to stay. We got to deal with it. So what does that mean? Well, we have the best insurance brokers out there. We know how to get things done, but it's not something you can simply just add to a checklist of something you have to do during escrow. You need to do your homework ahead of time. You can't assume that because the neighbor's got this great insurance policy, you're going to be able to get the same insurance. It's not the case. Reach out to us. We can tell you all about what companies you should talk to based on where that property is located. And if you're selling, you need to know that too. You might think I got this, I only pay $1,000 a year. You know, the next buyer is going to pay the same. Well, that buyer might be paying $10,000 a year. You don't know. So this is some stuff you got to reach out when you're figuring out that value and how that fits into that buyer's budget. It's very important. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, and that's where I think our kind of key point here is with, especially on the buyer side, being prepared ahead of time, right? Where we need to understand what is it that you're looking for, what can you actually afford, and then we'll also help you really understand that insurance side. Right, because that's, like we said, if something was $2,000 before, now it might be $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a year, and that's massively affecting the affordability of houses. So we also did see on the buyer side, we have seen prices come down from the peak of June of 2021, where it was 1.6 million on average in Santa Cruz, and now it's down to 1.3. So that's helped a little bit. But then the increased days on market has slowed it down enough to create an opportunity for buyers, right? Where they can get in, we can go see a few homes. We don't necessarily have to get the offer in on hour one. The minute it hits the market, we're not going to be lined up with everyone else at an open house. Things have slowed enough, but also buyers need to be aware that this isn't a full-blown buyer's market. When the right property comes up, there's still plenty of competition for it. There's still multiple offers, and we will sometimes see prices go over asking.
Very true. And a lot of this is because inventory levels. Pre-pandemic, we were, in Santa Cruz County averaging around 500 homes for sale, and now we're sitting around 250 to 300. It's still a low inventory situation. Know all this information. This is what we want to share with you. We always bring you the up-to-date stuff that you need to know if you're thinking about selling or buying real estate. Reach out to Jason or I. We're just a phone call, text, or email away. We look forward to hearing from you. Make it a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.